Should we punish our children for their unacceptable behavior? Do punishments really work? What exactly do they teach our children? Welcome to another episode of Raising Intentionally, the place where I like to share a raw and real reel of my parenting experiences as my little share in helping raise consciousness and intentionality around parenting. So today I'm here to talk to you all about punishments. So let's dive deeper into timeouts and naughty corners and no more TV for a week, shall we? As a parent, I know how hard it is to get children to do what we need them to do. So you needed to be out of the door 5 minutes ago, you're bubbling with impatience and panic, and your sweet little child doesn't want to get their shoes on. It's very tempting to say, I'm leaving without you if you don't wear your shoes right now. Or your child refuses to switch off the TV after hours of watching their favorite show, and your fear that you have let your child watch way too much TV kicks in, and you panic and say, switch off that TV now or I won't let you watch any TV for a whole week. Ask me how I know these. Shh. However tempting it may be to use punishments to get our children to do what we need them to do, let us dive a little deeper and look at what rewards and punishments actually teach our children. When we feel the need to punish our child's behavior, we really want to give them two messages. One is whether or not the behavior itself is acceptable. For example, hitting is unacceptable. And number two is the actual value that we want to instill in our child for life. For example, kindness and empathy in the case of hitting. So when we tell our child not to hit, we are trying to tell them that hitting is unacceptable behavior, and we're also trying to instill the values of kindness and empathy by telling them that hitting hurts and hitting someone is not a kind gesture. Punishments, in my opinion, drown out the second part, the values part of the message completely. So here are 5 reasons why I think we should not use punishments with our children. And the number 1 reason is that they seem to work, but only in the moment. The main reason why it is so hard for us to let go of punishments is that they appear to work. And what I mean by work is that they cause the child to stop the behavior that we want them to stop. Although this working starts losing its power as children grow older, I agree that they do seem very effective in those early years. But I also do believe that those early tender years is exactly when they cause maximum damage. Even if they make the child stop the behavior immediately, punishments give them the wrong message about why the behavior is unacceptable. They drown out the more crucial message or the value that we want to instill. And that brings me to reason number 2. Punishments drown out the crucial message. So let's take the example of hitting and see what messages we give our children when we punish the behavior. The messages that we ideally want to give our child is that A, the behavior is unacceptable, and B, the more important one in my opinion is the why. So why is this behavior unacceptable? So ideally we want our child to learn that hitting is unacceptable behavior because it hurts the other person and because it is not a kind thing to do, and that kindness is a value we hold in high regard and want them to imbibe in their lives. Now, when we use a punishment, say taking away the child's TV time, we do manage to convey to them that the behavior is unacceptable, but the second and more crucial part of the message, the why that we convey through punishments, is completely deviated from what we originally wanted to convey. Through punishments, children learn that it is not okay to hit because Mummy or Daddy will take away something I love, like not allow TV time or cancel my play date or take away my chocolates for the week, and I don't want to lose it. So in this example of hitting, if we are trying to instill the values of empathy and kindness in our children, then that is certainly not the message they're getting through the punishment. However much we scream it in their ears, they will certainly put more trust in our actions than they will in our words. The moment we inflict pain from the outside, which all punishments invariably do, the whole focus of the child very naturally turns to how they can avoid the pain. And the correlation between the behavior and the value we were hoping to instill is never made. Reason number 3 is that punishments encourage sly and dishonest behavior. When we punish a child for hitting their baby brother, they may not hit the next time, but only when we are watching, because they don't want the punishment. But they are very likely to hit the baby when we are not around to watch over them or punish them. Punish them for drawing on the walls, and they'll slyly draw on the walls and maybe even deny that they did it to avoid the punishment. So by punishing, we are indirectly laying the foundation for sly and dishonest behavior. When punished, children learn that I will suffer in some way if I carry on with this behavior. Not that my behavior is causing pain to the other person and that it is not nice to cause pain. Quite ironically, in fact, they learn that my parent will somehow inflict pain on me if I don't listen to them. And the older they grow, they also learn that I can escape the suffering or pain by carrying on the behavior slyly, without the knowledge of my punishers when no one's looking. I can get away with it if I am smart enough to not let anyone know. Reason number 4 is that punishments pit the parents against the child. A very natural human reaction to punishment is rebellion. When we punish, we pit our child up against us, and from this place, the child is very unlikely to cooperate. Sobbing alone in their room because we gave them a timeout, they're more likely to think that this is also not fair. Mummy hates me, she only loves the baby. Or worse, I'm so bad, Mummy doesn't love me because maybe I'm not worthy of her love. I'm not worthy of love at all. Or worse still, I will show them what I can do. I'll throw this right back at them when I get a chance. Either way, it is very unlikely that they're having an enlightening moment in the timeout and that they will come out with a resolve to never ever hit anyone again. Reason number 5 is that punishments are manipulative. Punishments are simply manipulative expressions of control, where we try to manipulate our children into doing what we want by taking away something they love or by inflicting pain in some way. And when we use manipulative tools with our children, it directly impacts the authenticity of our relationship and puts the trust in the relationship at stake. How we raise our children is, in my opinion, how we contribute to the future of the world. And if we envision our world to be full of loving, understanding, and compassionate adults, then it is up to us to raise those kinds of adults. In the next episode, I would like to talk about what rewards teach our children. But until then, I would like to leave you with this beautiful quote by Alfie Kohn. The inevitable result of consistently employing power to control our kids when they are young is that we never learn how to influence. The more you rely on punishment, therefore, the less influence you will have on their lives.